Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. We begin with this story. The Sarawak government signals a possible expansion of its free tertiary education scheme FTES to public universities as the second phase of the initiative. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg says the move is being planned after a full assessment of the state's financial capacity. He says the current focus remains on Sarawak-owned universities.
Sebab ialah kita beri free education, melatih anak kita. Dan untuk Universiti Sarawak dulu lah, kita nangga kedak ni pendapatan kita dan seterusnya mungkin kelak kita cari jalan untuk memberi bantuan kepada anak kita yang belajar di Universiti Awam Kepunyaan Negara Malaysia. Ya, second stage.
For Sarawak-owned higher education institutions, Swinburne University of Technology Sarawak Campus, Curtin University Malaysia, University of Technology Sarawak and ICATS University College will be involved in the FTES. The FTES not only covers tuition fees but also provides monthly allowances to eligible recipients to help meet basic living expenses throughout their period of study. The scheme focuses on undergraduate degree programs in the fields of science, technology, engineering and mathematics STEM, as well as medicine, law, accounting, finance and psychology, in line with Sarawak's talent development needs. On another development, the Sarawak government plans to legally protect more than 1,000 acres of green space around Kota Samarhan as part of efforts to develop a low-carbon city. Abang Johari says the designated green areas cannot be developed for commercial or residential purposes without approval from the State Legislative Assembly, ensuring long-term environmental protection.
Undang-undang kita kini itu, kalau nak membangunkan kawasan yang telah dideklar sebagai untuk kegunaan orang ramai, maka tanah ya boleh ditukar milik dan juga statusnya, melainkan dibawa ke DU. Jadi kita ada protection di sini. Jadi maknanya bula betul hanya mukadimah.
Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony of the Samarhan Boulevard project, Abang Johari adds that the green areas will include jogging paths and be planted with native tree species, including balian, to provide fresh oxygen and promote healthy lifestyles. Abang Johari says the concept is inspired by major global cities such as London and Paris. Meanwhile, Abang Johari says Sarawak's new elevated road project is driven by scientific study and local geographic realities, not popular opinion. He adds that roads built on peat or marshy land are prone to sinking and high maintenance costs, making elevated structure a more stable and cost-effective solution. The Premier says elevated roads keep the surface even, lower maintenance costs and improve safety for motorists. The approach also protects natural ecosystems, particularly mangrove areas that act as carbon storage sites.
Jadi kalau nya atasnya, tanah sedih kacau, kita dapat claim carbon trading di atas tanah. Jadi dapat duit di sini. Jadi kalau nya state land dapat kita gunakannya sebagai carbon storage, simpan carbon. Lepasnya si mengeluarkan gas carbon, jadi kita dapat nyualkan dia. Bukan nyual tanah si. Orang tu banyak si tahulah pasal carbon trading tu, gas tu. Dan antara negeri maju yang mengeluar carbon dengan kita yang si mengeluar carbon, kita hisapkan carbonnya mesti ada bayar. Tu dah ada International Carbon Protocol.
A 20-year-old motorcyclist is killed in a crash with a lorry along Jalan Datuk Muhammad Musa in Kota Samarhan this morning. The accident occurs at around 10:30 a.m. involving a Honda CBR 250RR motorcycle and a Hino lorry. Kota Samarhan Police Chief Superintendent Damatari Slotin says initial investigations show the rider lost control while negotiating a ban and veered into the opposite lane. The rider is pronounced dead at the scene at 10:53 a.m. while the lorry driver escapes uninjured. The victim's body is sent to the forensic unit of Sarawak General Hospital for further procedures. Damatari says the road is a one-way, three-lane stretch with dry and even surface conditions at the time of the incident. The case is investigated under Section 41 in bracket 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987 for causing death by reckless or dangerous driving. 63 foreign nationals are arrested during an immigration raid at two construction sites in Padungan, Kuching. The operation conducted by the Kuching Immigration Enforcement Division targets undocumented foreign workers. A total of 31 immigration officers are deployed to inspect and search the sites, locating foreign nationals who attempted to hide or evade arrest. All 63 individuals are detained for allegedly working and staying in the country without valid travel documents or passes. The arrested are taken to the Immigration Office for further investigation and action under existing immigration laws. The Immigration Department says enforcement operations will continue to ensure compliance with immigration laws and to safeguard public order and national security. On to world news, U.S. President Donald Trump says the United States may impose tariffs on countries that do not support Washington's push to control Greenland, calling the Arctic territory essential to U.S. national security. Trump does not specify which country could be targeted, nor does he clarify what legal authority would be used to impose such trade measures. Trump says Greenland is strategically important due to its location and natural resources, warning that failure to control the island would create a significant gap in U.S. security.
And I may do that for Greenland too. I may put a tariff on countries if they don't go along with Greenland, because we need Greenland for national security. So I may do that.
Major European countries have pushed back against Trump's warning that the United States could take control of the Danish-governed Arctic island by force or other means. The agreement has yet to be ratified by the European Parliament, and some lawmakers have proposed a linking approval to a formal rejection of any U.S. claims over Greenland, a self-governing territory under Denmark's control. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump says there is no immediate need to invoke the Insurrection Act in Minnesota, despite ongoing protests against federal immigration raids in the state. Trump says he will use the law if necessary, but does not see a reason to do so at this time. The Insurrection Act will allow the president to deploy U.S. military forces for domestic law enforcement. The Insurrection Act, a 19th century law, allows the president to deploy the armed forces to suppress domestic unrest and override limits on military use inside the United States.
And if I needed it, I'd use it. I don't think there's any reason right now to use it. But if I needed it, I'd use it. It's very powerful.
Protests have erupted across Minneapolis in response to immigration enforcement operations targeting undocumented migrants. Demonstrators have clashed with federal officers, with some incidents turning violent. Federal agents have fired their weapons in two separate incidents, wounding a man from Venezuela and killing an American woman. The monthly SARA program, currently being gradually expanded, is seen as a key transition in Sarawak's government assistance policy, moving toward a more targeted, efficient and effective approach. Dr. Zul Hazwan Hussaini says SARA functions as a way for the government to return resources to the people, but in a controlled manner, focusing on households that need it the most. He notes that broad, untargeted subsidies can burden the budget and fail to reach the right recipients.
SARA boleh dilihat sebagai satu bentuk pemulangan hasil kerajaan kepada rakyat, tetapi melalui mekanisme yang lebih terkawal dan fokus kepada kumpulan yang benar-benar memerlukan. Pendekatan ini penting kerana kita perlu akui bahawa subsidi secara pukal atau tidak bersasar seringkali tidak produktif dalam jangka masa yang panjang. ia bukan sahaja membebankan kewangan negara, malah sebahagian manfaatnya tidak sampai kepada golongan yang betul-betul disasarkan.
He adds that SARA also helps educate the public that future government aid will be more focused and needs-based, targeting specific groups without dramatic changes that could affect daily needs, especially for low and middle-income households.
Oleh itu, kerajaan mengambil pendekatan secara perlahan agar rakyat diberi masa untuk memahami rasional dasar ini serta membina tahap penerimaan yang tinggi. Selain itu, aspek kesedaran dan komunikasi dasar amat penting. Kerajaan perlu faham bahawa matlamat akhir bukan untuk menarik balik bantuan, tetapi untuk memastikan bantuan yang diberikan benar-benar sampai dan memberi kesan kepada kesejahteraan hidup. Pada masa yang sama, memastikan kewangan negara kita ini lebih mampan.
From an economic perspective, Dr. Zul notes that public acceptance is critical to the success of subsidy reforms. Even the best economic policies can create social and political instability if rejected by the people. SARA 2026 targets B40 households and hardcore poor families, providing cashless credits through MyCard via the MyKasih platform. Recipients can use the credits to purchase daily essentials like rice, cooking oil, eggs and household supplies at participating stores and supermarkets. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.